Hello wrestling fans, welcome to another episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic, episode 296, for Sunday, June 26th, 2022. I am your host, Lance Brack. Thank you for tuning in. I wanted to do a quick episode real quick to run down tonight's AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door pay-per-view. We are just a little less than a half hour away from the buy-in starting, and then the main card at 8 o'clock. And gonna run down the matches of tonight's pay-per-view. And first on the buy-in, we have the Gun Club, Billy Austin and Colton Gunn teaming with Max Caster, with Anthony Bowens in their corner, taking on Uemura and Alex Coffin, the DKC, and Kevin Knight. The Factory, QT Marshall and Aaron Solo, taking on Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi. Swerve in Our Glory is taking on Suzuki Gun members El Desperado and Yoshio Kanemaru. And the main card, we had the Bullet Club, El Phantasmo and the Young Bucks, taking on the Dudes with Attitudes, Darby Allin, Sting, and Shingo Takagi. What I see here has been made a 6-man tag team match instead of giving a replacement for Hiromu Takahashi, who has a fever and won't be able to compete. The AEW Women's Championship is on the line. Thunder Rosa taking on Toni Storm. FTR is taking on the United Empire and Roppongi Vice in a 3-way match for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships and the IWGP Tag Team Championships. The IWGP United States Championship is on the line. Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy. The Sex Gods, Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara, are teaming with Minoru Suzuki to take on Eddie Kingston, Wheeler Yuta, and Shota Umino. Pac vs. Morrow vs. Malachi Black vs. Clark Connors in a 4-way match to crown the first ever AEW All-Atlantic Champion. Of course, Clark Connors is filling in for Tomohiro Ishii. Zack Sabre Jr. was supposed to be taking on Bryan Danielson, but unfortunately Bryan Danielson is not cleared. He will be facing a replacement opponent, and whoever that replacement is tonight will also be taking Bryan Danielson's place in Blood and Guts this Wednesday night on Dynamite. The IWGP Heavyweight Championship is on the line. Switchblade Jay White defending against Kazuchika Okada, Hangman Adam Page, and Adam Cole. And in the main event, to determine the new interim AEW World Champion, Jon Moxley vs. Hiroshi Tanahashi. Even though I do like Jon Moxley, I have to admit, I would kind of like to see Tanahashi win the interim championship, because maybe if he wins the title, he'll be maybe making an appearance on Dynamite this Wednesday night here in Detroit. And I'm also hoping maybe some of the other New Japan talent will maybe be appearing in Detroit this Wednesday night as well. That is Forbidden Door, presented by All Elite Wrestling and New Japan Pro Wrestling. Like I said, just a little less than a half hour away to the buy-in and then the main card. Not making any promises, but might be back later tonight, right after the pay-per-view for the recap, or if not, tomorrow. So stay tuned to whenever the recap is posted, that episode. Thank you for tuning in to this quick one. Remember, 360wrestlingpodcast@gmail.com is the email. If you can support 360 Wrestling Podcast, any amount will do. But if you can't, that's okay too. And if you can, anchor.fm/360-wrestling-podcast360 would it be appreciated. Until the next episode, I am Lance, and I am a wrestling fanatic.